Alex, if we come back, for example, to the States, so you are in this part, Los Angeles, California. Yeah, I'm not gonna say it again, but I love it. I love how this is Los Angeles, California. Um, but if you go to the East Coast, we have the CGSB, right? So, which is exactly CGSB, and because it's part of our hive. So, could you talk a little bit more about it? I know you have this human approach as well there.
Yeah, I was really excited when Tom said, "Chris and Stu, we're gonna join the Hive." On the New York, you have this awesome agency, and I think understanding the two founders' backgrounds is important. You have Chris, who was a Hollywood actor. He's worked in the entertainment industry for a long time. He's a writer. I think at his core, he would probably tell you he's a storyteller. He is an amazing presenter of ideas and stories, and again, he worked in the video game industry, so he really kind of gets the whole narrative side of the creative world. And then in a very similar vein, you have Stu, who is by trade an artist, and he has shows all over New York City. He has galleries. He's done some amazing things with art, but he also has this love for innovation, for technology, figuring out how new technologies can produce new forms of art. Again, I think back in the day, it was like mixing new paints together gave you a new sense of a new way to create art. Now with all these technologies, there's new ways to create video or animations or all these cool things. And I know he just had an art gallery or a showing in New York that went really well, which was really cool to see. But anyways, you have these two creatives who approach problems in a similar way, right? I would say creatively first, and they're working with some of the biggest companies in the country. They've worked with Nike and a lot of the top fashion brands on creating new ways to tell their story, to show their story, right, through the different vehicles that you can now produce and create art, and the different mediums where you can show art. So yeah, having them be a part of this is gonna be amazing, because they have this storytelling ability, they have this visual storytelling ability. So yeah.
So actually, we have the strong arm that actually with Fullsend you can provide specifically for the not just the developing part, but developing and everything behind these more, let's call it technical way. We had CGSB with all these amazing design, UX, UI, crazy ideas, storytelling coming out of nowhere, and bringing this amazing flavor. And then, for example, we have other companies that are joining the Hive, which are Black Moon Project, which actually is more related in this case into foundations and how we can take brands, to help them to create more impact through events or anything that you're doing. Because, sometimes foundations, they don't have the chance to communicate or to show themselves the way they would like to, most part of the time, because they don't have the resources for doing that and have the money, or they don't have the team, or they don't have the ability or the knowledge for doing that. And it's it's something very important for us, the fact that we are collaborating with them, and they were trying, to all together to leverage things in order to get final results with real impact with people that it matters as well. And they're doing this incredible job for not so little. I think they were just this year, they were just building up something that probably was in the back of the minds of Ivan and Bernat for a long time for doing this. But right now they are bringing all these new solutions, and they're bringing all these new opportunities to these foundations. And we're super honored and proud of having them on the Hive and being part of this solution makers, for them.
This is one of my favorite parts. My favorite opportunities for the Hive is you have Black Moon Project that has these relationships with the nonprofits who have been helping nonprofits do various things for a while now. Then you have CGSB, who has the storytelling component, this ability to create assets, to create modes of advertising or expanding their reach that they never had before. And then you have Idea Foster to lead the execution in the distribution of getting the message out, getting the story out. And between those three companies, you have this totally new way to promote really important stories that nonprofits have to tell and share.
So if we need to put names to this Hive, so who are we actually?
Yeah, so at its core, it's Idea Foster, right? Idea Foster is the company that's bringing all these other players together, and then to go around the hive, right? We have Full Send, which is a Los Angeles-based software studio, build apps and websites for startups, plug into the side of major organizations, everything from design, development, analytics, go to market, software at its core. Then we have CGSB, which is really a storytelling vehicle that helps brands create assets, create campaigns, create animations, whatever, with great technology and storytelling. Then we have Unlock Management, which has a couple of really unique skills. The most unique potentially being cybersecurity and their ability to help clients adopt various AI technologies to help, again, drive innovation internally at those companies, as well as a go-to-market vehicle there for them. And then we have Bird Impact, which is initially the company that's bringing us all together here, which has deep ties to a bunch of nonprofits, to the Harvard Business School, and other entities to, again, help connect all these dots and drive the innovation. Two others that we have added to the hive are Black Moon Project. We spoke a little bit about them, but they've been doing amazing work with foundations, as well as some really innovative solutions that they're going to be bringing to market shortly. I'm not sure how much we can talk about those yet, but something really exciting is coming there. And then lastly, we have Founders, which was a later ad, but we were very excited to be talking about because they have roots to the core of what Idea Foster.
Of course. Well, it was there. No, everything basically started with Pau and Anna when they founded in 2014 Idea Foster, and I'm just merely one like when you're running. I just forget the name, but it just gave me somehow virtually. I received these.
Passing the baton.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. They're doing amazingly well since I think it's 2021, 2021 that they started Founders. Right now, it's a huge what they are doing with hundreds of thousands of people, on the training side for AI, and we are super proud and super happy for being in collaboration all together in order to once again to bring this AI to anyone. Anyone can be trained on AI, and I think it's important to be trained on AI also, because not just because regulations they're saying that you need to be, or because you have to. It's because it's coming for staying, and we need to be responsible. Is gonna happen? No, it's happening
And that's actually a government mandate.
as well. But in it's I think it's even over mandates. It's more from the human part. We need to be responsible enough to say, okay, this is coming for staying. We need to a bare minimum understanding, like when you have this minimum education that you have to for the children. Yeah, but it's like that. You need to understand that, like you said, many good things can happen using AI, but many bad things can happen using AI. All this impersonating and everything that it can be done. So you need to understand the do's and the don'ts